You're listening to the Valley Labor Report with David Story and Jacob Morrison.
We are talking to Molly Dice and Jenny Zundel. They are organizers with the IWW. They are giving the IWW's Organizer Training 101 to the Huntsville branch of the IWW. So, Jenny, Molly, thanks so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for asking us.
Thanks so much for having us.
I told y'all before the show that I come on this station's morning show every Thursday, and there's this fella that tweets about my segment every time that I come on. And last week we were talking about the Amazon drive, and he said that if workers don't like the employment that they freely agreed to, they are free to seek other employment. And if they were so stupid enough to take such jobs, why should they dictate how the company is run? How would y'all answer that? Like, if a job is bad, do you just take another job? Is that always the answer?
In my experience, so all of the work I've done since I took the organizer training, excluding now I'm a nanny, but I worked in preschools in Montana and then Seattle. And in my experience is like, you love your work and it's awful, so there's always kind of two components to it. I think honestly, even a really good job where there are a few complaints, I think elements of organizing are still really useful and feel really good and make the workplace better for everyone. But in my experience, it's like, okay, if I quit my job and I take another one, okay, wow, that job sucks too. Like, especially if you're kind of working in the same field, there's often systemic problems where it's like, I can leave this preschool for another one, but I'm going to experience a lot of the same issues. So it's more effective, more empowering, and honestly more sustainable for workers in the job force if we're kind of staying where we are and improving that place, is how I feel.
This question makes me so angry. I don't know who signs on for the treatment that workers, especially at Amazon, face. I don't know who shakes that hand and is like, yes, I will take this job where I know I'll be on my feet enough. And then they find out, oh, actually, also, I can't take bathroom breaks. Right. And also, I'm going to be put to this efficiency quota that's impossible to make. And even supervisors are struggling. And then they'll be shuffled around and I'll be treated as not human. I think that a person who asked that question, and I don't really want to cast aspersions on someone I've literally never met, but I'd wonder if they've ever had a job where someone treated them like they were less than, because no one signs on for that. And that happens, I want to say, at every job that every person has. I think it's most obvious at these jobs that people don't want to have, but like must happen. Like, someone has to work at McDonald's. For Amazon to have 2-day shipping, someone needs to be constantly running at their workplace. And so those jobs have to exist. The people who have those jobs should have dignity in their work. Mm-hmm. Every single person deserves dignity in their work, and unions are a proven way to take back your dignity. So to me, it's kind of this question of why do you feel like those people aren't deserving of dignity?
And in these times, and probably it's been going on for years, but something that this, I assume he's a gentleman, I don't know.
Yes, he is.
What I constantly try to lay out for people that talk like this is the power dynamic and the balance, and for him to come to the understanding that that power dynamic is what we're trying to change, and we're trying to implement a democracy in the workplace, because at the end of the day, the workers are the ones generating the profit for this company, so they should have some say and an equal say, and possibly a more equal say than what they have right now. And you've got these, it's the same bootlicker mentality of, if you don't like this, go somewhere else. If you don't like the way the government's run, go somewhere else. If you don't like, it's always go somewhere else. And that's not that's not the solution to the answer.
Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate your time. If you want to see what we're up to throughout the week, get our snide quips about the news of the day, then you should follow us on social media. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/The Valley Labor Report. We're on Twitter at Labor Reporters. I'm on Twitter at JacobM_AL. David is on Twitter at Radical Unionist. That's spelled RADICL Unionist. If you missed part of the show and want to go back and watch it later, you can search YouTube for The Valley Labor Report and subscribe to our channel. We stream the program. You can go back and watch the full show there. And we also clip segments and release them throughout the week. That way, if there's just one topic that looked interesting to you, you don't want to watch the full show, you can do that. We also upload the program on more than 11 different podcasting apps. So to see if we are on your listening platform of choice, you can go to thevalleylaborreport.transistor.fm/subscribe. And we do have a website, thevalleylaborreport.org. And finally, if you appreciate our work and want to help us stay on the air, then consider throwing us a couple dollars a month on patreon.com/thevalleylaborreport.